Welcome to an interview with Melissa Llarena, the podcast for executives who go after what they want with curiosity, creativity, and courage. Hi, I'm Melissa, and I am a career strategist. And I want to shift your focus from landing a job at a Fortune 500 company to finally figuring out how you can build your own billion-dollar career by chasing your wildest dreams. Sounds good? Then keep listening. Why did I create my podcast? An interview with Melissa Llarena. As a little girl, I didn't grow up with so many mentors who were wildly successful in their careers. There were really no doctors and lawyers in my family. And so I remember growing up in a 650 square foot apartment in Astoria, Queens, wondering why can't I have all these amazing people that I could look up to by way of huge, wild career success. So that really sparked the interest in terms of finding a new set of mentors whom I can access and learn from. Then when it comes to my podcast, the things that really excite me, I want to understand what does it take to be really courageous. Courageous when it comes to making career decisions, courageous when it comes to making life decisions. I'm also really interested in people who are really creative, whether they're creative by way of communication, by way of art. It doesn't really matter how you define creativity, but for me, it's like smashing up unlike ideas and somehow innovating and living a life of your dreams. So for me, creativity is pretty broad, and I love bringing on guests who have been creative and have had to be vulnerable in order to really be creative. The third point that I'll always cover is curiosity. So whether it's me on the other side of the microphone or my guest, one of us is curious and has been curious for a really long time. So if I tend to hear something that really, really excites me and I want to learn more about live impromptu on an interview, I'm going to ask. And I am very daring in terms of some of the questions that I do ask. And I'm so grateful to my guests who have been open and willing to share what they've learned along their journeys. The other thing that I think is so important for you to know is that even as an adult, you too need mentors. And sometimes it might feel like people who you admire are totally out of reach. And I wanted to bring them to you, almost put them in your ear, like the little fairies, like you're conscious, right? So totally tune in, listen, and take advantage of all of the guests that I have curated just for you and for me. Some of the people that you can learn from right now on an interview with Melissa Llarena include Gary Vee. He was episode number 10. Also, James Altucher, episode number 5, episode number 6. And we also have amazing leading ladies such as Asha Curran, co-founder, CEO of The Giving Tuesday, Diane Bell, a Sundance Award winner who wrote her first movie and was awarded for it. I mean, these are people who are phenomenal, even up to a world-class Hall of Famer rugby player who is a woman. I am so excited to have Phaedra Knight on my podcast as well. So I welcome you to learn more about an interview with Melissa Llarena. I'm available on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere you are in the world. Chances are you could hear my voice, because at the end of the day, I want to be sure that I'm getting the right message, the right people at the right time, and inspiring you. And it's the perfect podcast to listen to while you're working from home and you need to kind of distract yourself from a really boring meeting, or you want to just feel uplifted. So my podcast is about lifting you up, inspiring you, and then at the end of every single episode, I give you 3 things that I want you to really reflect upon and put into action in your own life. So welcome to an interview with Melissa Llarena, the podcast. I hope to hear from you soon. Bye. Join us on melissallarena.com/podcast. You never know how hearing about someone else's journey can impact your own.